the Fireworks Festival, and it's very, very hot! Fireworks! And 11 years in Japan. Hi, I'm Aaron Jones coming to you from Niihama. And today I wanted to talk about fireworks and the fact that tomorrow, July 27th, I have lived in Japan for 11 years. Anyways, let's start with fireworks because that's more interesting. Yesterday, July 25th, today is July 26, 2014, yesterday was July 25th. And here in the Niihama in Ehime Prefecture, the city had its yearly fireworks festival, and I put some fireworks up over here. You can see it was a good event. It's the first time I've lived in Niihama for 2 years, and it's the first year that I attended their fireworks festival. Last year I wasn't able to go, but this year is the first year to go. Now, it was a decent fireworks display. I've seen some really great ones in Japan. The thing in Japan is during the summer there's lots of festivals and fireworks. It's the season of festivals and fireworks, and so every city usually has its big firework event during the summer, and Niihama's was yesterday. It was long, it was an hour and a half. Now in Canada, where I live in Victoria, BC, we have fireworks on July 1st sometimes, and it's very short. And the first time I was in Japan, not the first time I was in Japan, but the first time I saw fireworks in Japan, I was in Tadotsu in Kagawa, and now I don't think they have this big festival anymore, but it was amazing. It was about 2 hours of just non-stop fireworks, and all of them were amazing. And then where I lived before I lived here, in Shikoku Central City, Shikoku Chuo City, they also have a great fireworks event, and I think theirs was held last week. But the one in Niihama was the first time I attended, as I mentioned, and the only thing I didn't like is they did, it was broken up too much. So they did some fireworks, and then they stopped, and then they had, what they stopped for is to announce all the sponsors of the next set. And what happened was, you get the fireworks, you get into it, and it would stop because it wasn't a long, I'm used to, and most fireworks festivals I've been to in Japan, it's non-stop, or they'll go about 15-20 minutes, stop, maybe do a next announcement, and then start. But this one was very short. There was fireworks, and then they stopped, and then they did the explanation, and then the next sponsors, and then they did fireworks, and it was like all good, and then it would stop again, and they would wait while they're explaining over a microphone and a loudspeaker system that was hard to hear exactly who they were doing. But anyways, the very last part of the fireworks display was excellent. I think if I do go next year, I'll just go for the last half hour rather than for the full hour and a half. It might be hard to find parking because it's now the river, near the river of this city, and the parking was limited and lots of people and very hot and Japanese yatai. But anyways, let me tell you about the fireworks that ended. The big event at the end was what they call the Niagara Falls, and I'll put a video up here. You can see it, why they call it Niagara Falls, because all the fireworks are falling down like a giant waterfall, and they called it Niagara. And that was pretty cool to see, and you can see that by the size it was quite big and long and quite nice to see. And then it finished off with a giant spectacular lots of fireworks, and the ending was spectacular, and I really enjoyed it. Anyways, that was what I did yesterday, and as I mentioned, tomorrow, July 27th, I have lived in Japan for 11 years. It doesn't feel like 11 years, but it's been 11 years. I moved here in July 27th, 2003, and it's now 2004. And I've lived in a few places. For some of you who don't know me, I lived in a city called Sakaide for 3 years in Kagawa Prefecture here in Shikoku. And then after 3 years, I moved to Nagahama in Shiga Prefecture, which is on Honshu, the main island of Japan, up near Biwa Lake. I lived there for 2 years, and then I returned back to Shikoku Central City, or Shikoku Chuo-shi. And I lived there for 4 years, and then I moved here to Niihama, where I have lived for now almost 2 years. In September, it'll be 2 years. But it's been a great 11 years, and during that time, I have gotten my permanent residency, which is kind of nice. I don't have to go back and renew my visa every 1 or 3 years, depending on what the immigration office decides to give me. I don't have to renew it, but I do have to renew my passport, and I have to go to Tokyo for that. Though I do think that since the last time they have changed that, maybe I don't have to go to Tokyo, but I haven't looked at that. I won't think about it until next year when my passport is due again. I wish we had passports like in Japan where you can have up to 10 years, not just I think it's 5 years. But anyways, that's my problem to sort out when that time comes. Anyways, just a short vlog explaining my 11 years in fireworks that I experienced this week. If you like my content, please like it, please subscribe, and check out my other content such as cool news, and if you like magic, Inspire Magic series, as well as my Weird But Fun series, which I have 1 episode, and I'm still trying to think of ideas for a 2nd episode. That series will be not a regular weekly thing, but maybe once a month, or when I find something weird but fun to do, I will make a video about it. So until that time, that next episode, I'm not sure yet. I'm still trying to brain what to do for the next one. When it comes to me, or I find something in a store or something neat, I'll film it and do it. Anyways, that's all for this vlog. Until next time, see you then. Bye bye.